welcome back to another episode of Mixed Adventures Together. We're your host, Andrea
and Joe.
And today we're going to talk about a little Disney movie magic.
Yes, we are going to deep dive. We're going to dive into the live action stuff, and whether we like them, whether we don't like them, which ones we love.
Which ones should not have been made.
Which movies should be made into a live action.
And more. Thanks for joining us. Joe, I bet you can guess what my favorite Disney movie is.
Yes, I can.
What is it?
It's going to be Cinderella.
It is Cinderella. Cinderella means so much to me, and I think I've said this before in previous episodes, that she is just the most kind princess. She's about staying true to yourself. I mean, really, that could be a lot of different princesses, but Cinderella for me, is an animal lover. She it was lonely, but she never stopped dreaming, and that was a big part of who I was as a little girl. I was an animal lover. I was lonely, and I have my imagination, dreams, and I just connected so much with her. That movie means so much to me. What's your favorite Disney movie?
I actually probably have to say like Aladdin, just because it meant so much like during my childhood. I actually remember going to see it in theaters with my best friend at the time. So, and then just seeing Robin Williams was like the best as the genie.
Yes.
And then having Gilbert Godfrey as Iago. I think they just did a really good job in casting that film. I forgot who played Aladdin, but I know he was like he was supposed to be an up-and-coming star at the time. I know he was on Full House, playing DJ.
Scott.
Playing DJ's,
Scott.
Yeah, DJ's boyfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was a good movie. Like the songs were just
so much fun.
And they were orchestrated well, and just hearing Robin Williams sing, I didn't think that would be a good idea, but it came out good.
No, he did very well performing as the genie throughout the film.
So, Aladdin is one of the movies that they recently came out with that they did a live action for.
As is Cinderella.
And I have to say that I did not like the live action Aladdin.
No, why not?
I thought the casting was a little off for me, especially in the genie area. I like Will Smith and all, but he had a lot of shoes to fill.
Those are very big shoes to fill.
And I don't think he did it.
Yeah, but I don't know if anyone could. If you think about that Robin Williams passed, right before that or during that, I don't know exactly when he passed. But when we know that we've lost a great comedian, a great actor, great person, and then someone's trying to recreate an iconic film role that he pretty much created, and that's the image we all think of is Robin Williams' genie. It was gonna be a difficult role to fill.
Well, because
and I think Will Smith did all right. It was okay for the role. It was a good performance, but it can't compare to Robin Williams, and I think that right there was going to set him up for failure in that role.
Well, because Robin Williams didn't actually create the character. They created the character for Robin Williams.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like, they had Robin Williams in mind when they were doing the genie. So
yeah, it was written for him.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, though I think if they got somebody else who probably could have sung better, I think it would have...
From the live action or
for the live action.
Oh, okay.
I think it would have helped out a little bit more, because that was another thing. I didn't like his singing.
Mm-hmm. Well, he didn't really sing it. He rapped it.
And it wasn't even a good rap.
Right. So that's the thing is, it wasn't even singing.
Yeah. It was like, I wanted because I've seen enough people do it on like Broadway and
Disney.
And they have good genies on there.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them I'm like, that he's funny. That's a good genie.
I think it's important that those, when you redo the genie part, or if you're acting in it, that you don't try to be Robin Williams.
Right.
You do have to make him your own. You almost have to make him a traditional genie, not the Aladdin genie. You have to make him from like old school movies. Who is the genie? That's how you save that role. And I think that when I watched the live action of Aladdin, I kept going, oh, he's trying to be Robin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, you can't. You have to make it your own. And he just didn't. Maybe he was trying to pay tribute to Robin Williams, a little nod, a little tip of the hat, but it didn't work out.
I think they could have done that somewhere in the writing too. It was just like a joke or something.
Yeah.
It's a little nod to him. What did you think of the live action Cinderella?
Cinderella, I thought, was fantastic. Now, I'm not talking about the Rodgers and Hammerstein one with Brandy and Whoopi Goldberg, but I'm talking about the one that came out in theaters. The beautiful blue dress with the butterflies all over it, right? So the live action Cinderella. The costumes. I think that was the first thing that drew me into that movie, were these stunning costumes. If I could have the wardrobe of the evil stepmother in that one,
Yes.
oh, it was beautiful. Those dresses that the evil stepsisters and the stepmother wore were amazing. The plot was pretty true to the original idea, and the actress who played Cinderella was sweet enough and innocent enough to really maintain the integrity of that character. Again, her kindness came out. The loneliness was there, just a little bit of sadness mixed with the dreamer. I thought it was a beautifully produced film. I really do. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah, I think the acting was really, really well in it, and like you said, like the costumes were just amazing.
They were amazing.
Like the dresses were, and then her ball gown, and
yes,
they really did a really good job on the slippers.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they did a beautiful job. It made me fall in love again with Cinderella.
Oh,
yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful film.
Yeah, I don't think they went too over the top with like focusing on like the animals too much either.
Well, they didn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
You didn't have Gus, and you didn't have all of the focus on. Yeah, there was a cat in it, but it wasn't like how it plays the villain in the cartoon, and you didn't need to, right? Because in real life, a cat wouldn't be that. I mean, I'm not a fan of cats, anyways, but I know cats aren't really that evil, so I don't need to see it in the live action film where the cat, you're using CGI to recreate Lucifer. It's like, that's not necessary. I don't need to see Gus, and he's one of my favorite characters in Cinderella, but I didn't need to see a fake animated mouse, or not animated, but CGI mouse in the film. The film didn't lose anything.
No, that's one of those films that don't lose anything from taking those out, because there are sort of, I don't know, want to say needed in the cartoon version,
Mm-hmm.
but they do have their own place in the cartoon version.
Right.
I think it helps keep kids a little more interested in it, because there's like a little like comedy bits in there in between.
Right.
Where in the live action you didn't need it, because
Yeah.
everything was so like stunning, and it was good.
It was a good one. I think Disney hit it out of the park with with Cinderella's live action movie. But there's been some other movies out there that have been hits and misses, and so
Let's dive into those.
Yeah.
Like, what about like Beauty and the Beast? What did you think about that one?
Okay, so Beauty and the Beast. I did not like Belle's dress, but I did love the overall movie. I did enjoy the movie, and I think I saw it a couple of times, and I fell in love with the song the Beast sings, called Evermore. I think that one is just stunning. It was it's not from the cartoon, but it's just a beautiful, heartfelt song, a beautiful moment with the Beast. And I think in the cartoon Beauty and the Beast, we really don't get to see that side of the Beast. But Evermore to me was, oh, it was stunning. It was so, it really did sing true to what love is. That sometimes you even though you love someone, you have to let them go, because it's what's best for them.
Yeah.
And it was just a beautiful, beautiful song.
And what do you think of Emma Thompson's acting in it? Because I think a lot of people didn't like her as Belle.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the problem when you're a child star known for one very important character, Hermione Granger, then it's very difficult for anyone to see you any other way. I mean, she is Hermione Granger, and part of being a actor is to kind of meld into other roles, right?
Yeah.
I just don't think the audience wanted to see her in any other role. I mean, it was okay. It was a good, solid performance. She's a good, solid actress. But I don't think we wanted to see her that way. For me, she will always be Hermione Granger. I really don't see her as Belle.
Well, see, I wasn't as big as a Harry Potter fan, so I don't see her as I know she's played Hermione Granger, but that's not who she is to me. She's just
an actor.
Yeah, an actress. And I thought she did good. I thought she did pretty well. The whole cast was great.
Yes.
I know a lot of people also didn't like the fact that they sort of hinted that Gaston's confidant, LeFou. Yeah, that they hinted that he was a little gay.
And they did have a gay character in that film. It was one of the guys at the end. He did.
Yeah, LeFou danced with a guy.
Yeah, a guy. Yeah, so it did.
Well, in a way,
show representation. That's what I was trying to say.
But in a way, even in the cartoon, you kind of got a feeling that LeFou was
in love with Gaston.
Yes, that he didn't want him to get with Belle. He was trying to.
I don't agree with that. I think that he was a faithful manservant
who is in love with his
boss.
Yes.
Maybe. But I thought overall, Beauty and the Beast was a good live adaptation, transformation from a cartoon. So I think it did an all right job.
Yes.
I'm not saying that Emma Thompson did a poor job. Was it Emma Thompson? No, I said the wrong name.
Emma Watson,
sorry. She did a very good job as Belle. The music was amazing. I did not love, like I said, the yellow dress. I think the designers could have done a better job with the yellow dress. It's an iconic dress. It's been remade so many times. And it's too iconic to not acknowledge the original dress. So that was probably my only real criticism of the movie was the yellow dress.
The CGI was great. They did good with Cogsworth and Lumiere. And Mrs. Potts and everything.
Yeah,
so.
it was really good.
Yeah.
It was a good use of CGI.
Yes, it was. Which comes to what some people say wasn't too good of a CGI was The Lion King.
I did not see The Lion King live action.
Were you even interested in seeing it?
Not even remotely.
Neither was I, because I'm like, I know it's supposed to be like real animals, but
I'm all for a good lion safari documentary. That's not what this was.
No.
And I just don't have any desire to see a lion, a living lion, CGI to speak like a human. No, thank you. Pass.
Or a real lion getting trampled by a bunch of
wildebeest. Yeah, I can't imagine watching that. It just doesn't seem appealing at all. Or
no, I don't know who came up with that in writer's room or developing for that one. That one.
Pass.
Yeah, definitely
should have been pass. And it had a lot of amazing actors, a lot of black actors. It was amazing, but I just don't think that was the right project.
No,
thank you.
Though a decent project was The Jungle Book.
Oh yes.
And that had real animals.
Right, they did use real animals and they talked.
but they did it in a better way, I think.
I don't know. It was the feeling of it. It was.
Yeah.
It was more organic.
Yes.
It didn't. I guess the main character was still a human, so maybe that's why I was like willing to be. The idea of it being a little boy who's been lost in the jungle, he has to communicate somehow with these live animals, because you hear stories of children living in the woods and they survive. How do they survive? And sometimes they say like the animals showed me what to do.
Yeah.
Or maybe they watched and observed the animals and learned how to survive that way. And so I kind of can get into the idea of a little boy lost in the jungles of India and using watching the animals survive, and that's how he did it. And there, I do believe like a wolf pack could see a young child and realize, oh, we have to cuddle around to keep him warm. We have to, help him. I could see that, a mother wolf doing that.
Yeah. And I think we've, as an audience, have grown to know, like, one human connecting with something that normally doesn't talking.
Yes.
Like, with, like, dolls and, like, when they did Christopher Robin.
Right.
They kind of did the same thing, but with stuffed animals.
Right.
So I think as an audience, we're kind of used to having a child, especially a child.
From their perspective, yeah.
Yeah. So not necessarily like, oh, they're actually talking. It's like maybe it's in his mind. Maybe they're talking a different language.
Yes, that's exactly how I view Jungle Book. I don't think that the animals were using the same words that you and I are using. I think it was all in Mowgli's head, or is the way he was interpreting, communicating with them.
Yeah.
Using body language, using posture, using what animals would use to communicate with each other. That's how I do it. That's how I envision it. Yeah, or interpret it. Yeah, that's a better word. Because I think that we always look at our own dog and we make him talk to us in silly voices.
True.
And we always think we know what he's thinking, or we're just looking at him and we're like, oh, I bet you he's thinking this right now. So I think it was a better story in which to let the audience truly think, okay, I can believe the animals are talking.
Because for some reason there's a human in it, so they could be talking.
Right. Yeah. I don't know why the fact that there was and not just a human, a child. And so it became more believable because children will talk to their stuffed animals. Children will talk to their real animals. Children will talk to anything. And you kind of believe that they are having a conversation with them. It's part of it's developing their imagination. So it's healthy, it's normal. And that's why I liked it. I thought Jungle Book was a good, live action adaptation.
Yes. And I know there was one movie that they did that you were totally against them doing.
Which was?
Dumbo.
Yes. I refused to see this movie. And I think I was disappointed that they made it. A live action movie.
Yeah, I'm surprised they did it just because I'm surprised like PETA didn't get on them, even though there's no like real animals being hurt in it. But I haven't seen the movie either. But just knowing like from the
just
cartoon,
the idea of what Dumbo is.
Yeah,
like Dumbo is the story of an elephant in a circus
who's separated from his mother.
Yeah, and the mother literally goes crazy.
Yeah.
And they have the raging elephant scene. That happens.
Yeah.
That happens, and that's why in the past, I think you could say in the past 20 years, many circuses have started eliminating animals from their shows because people are being more aware and more activists are making it aware that using animals for entertainment is not good. This is wrong, and those animals are often mistreated when they are.
Because what they're doing is not natural.
It's
so
not
they have
natural
to use
behavior.
Other ways of getting them to do it.
Fear and force, right? To make these animals do what they are doing and perform on command. And so I get that this original film was, before we cared about animal rights. but even the original cartoon, I mean, there was filled with racism, filled with animal cruelty, filled with, it was just a really sad, miserable movie. It used to make me cry when I was a little girl.
Oh, I got scared with the elephant scene when he
Yeah.
got drunk and they had
Yes.
this, yeah, that was, I got scared like
Yeah, that was a cartoon that truly upset me. And here I am at a firm elephant lover. Dumbo for sure was an upsetting cartoon for me. And then to hear that they made it into a live action, and just I don't understand why you would do that. There's so many horrible videos out there of what people do to animals in circuses. Why would you even?
need to do that.
Yeah. Let's move on from animals and circuses. We don't need them there. They're not supposed to be there. People have different, even strong opinions about elephant or animals in zoos.
Yeah, that's coming up a lot now.
Yeah, like should they even be in zoos?
Well, they're going after like SeaWorld and stuff, and SeaWorld's slowly getting rid of like their bigger animals.
Well, they said
so.
they won't acquire anymore.
Yeah.
Right. There's even been. Yeah, I mean, you have that documentary Blackfish, and I don't want to get too dark and deep into trying to be happy here, but I just didn't think. I was disappointed that they turned that into a live action. It was just we're better than that now. Let's be better as humans. We don't have to do that kind of stuff anymore. So Disney, let's be better.
Yeah, let's continue with other live action movies that are fun and good,
Upbeat.
like Alice in Wonderland.
That was fun and upbeat.
Yeah. Well, more fun and upbeat than Dumbo. I mean,
Yes. The second Alice in Wonderland, the one that focused on the Mad Hatter being insane, that one was scary. That was dark and scary. But the first one was fun and whimsical, and it was, a little girl dreaming, right? So, I thought it was beautifully made. The colors, the actors, so many good actors in it. It was a fun movie.
Yeah. Even though they diverted from the cartoon movie, and I think they went more towards the book.
Yes, it was
But,
closer to the book.
But yeah, it was a good movie. I don't remember too much of it, really.
I remember the colors. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I remember Johnny Depp's performance, and I
Well,
remember
everybody. Yeah, he was like.
the Red Queen and the way they did her
Oh, the
giant
Red Queen,
head.
yes. He was actually probably my favorite character in that
Yes.
whole thing. Even with the big head, made it kind of fun. And
Yes, it was a good film. That was an awesome live action. They did a very good job translating that into live action.
Now the debate: do you consider Sorcerer's Apprentice of live action remake? Since it was taken from taken from part of Fantasia, in a way.
I do consider The Sorcerer's Apprentice with Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
I do consider that a translation into a live action film from Mickey Mouse. Yes.
I don't consider it true. I think they did the live action scene of it,
Yes.
but yeah. I guess since they did expand on it, I guess yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, you're convincing me.
I haven't
That it
said
is.
that much, but happy wife, happy life.
Yes. See, you can't see her, but she's giving me looks too.
No. But I thought I enjoyed that movie. Okay, that's a movie that I can watch on a weekend, on a rainy weekend, and I don't really want to leave the house. I will throw that movie on, and I have done that. I actually think The Sorcerer's Stone, the live action, is a fun
Sorcerer's
movie.
Apprentice?
What did I say?
Sorcerer's Stone. They haven't made that
I'm
one
mixing. I'm Harry Potter, the sword and the stone,
Yeah.
and the Sorcerer's
Sorcerer's
Apprentice,
Apprentice.
all in
together.
one movie. Sorry, but I thought that was a fun movie. You know what though?
What?
The Sword and the Stone would be a good live action movie. I mean, it's a classic King Arthur movie, so I'm just saying.
It would be a little difficult because they kind of go weird on that one in that movie.
Yeah, Merlin's crazy.
Merlin, yeah, they turn into squirrels. They turn
That was a
into
great scene. That's my favorite.
That
scene
is a
in
good scene, though.
In that
Yeah.
cartoon, when they turn into squirrels.
the squirrels.
You skipped Mulan.
Another controversial one.
Why?
That one was due to where they filmed it
Mm-hmm.
and the stuff that was happening in the city at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people started boycotting it
Yeah.
because of it. I thought that just seemed great. Like, that was a movie that could have been translated very well into live action.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen it.
We have
Which is
not,
sad.
and yeah, there was a lot of controversy at the time. I think it was also released during COVID, before you and
Yes.
I bought into Disney Plus,
Right.
and so we were like, we're not paying $20 to watch this movie.
Oh, that was because when it first came out, it was an extra $20
Right,
to buy to see it.
right. Even though now we have Disney Plus and it's not extra, we just haven't seen it now.
Yeah, it just kind of got put on the back burner and never.
Yeah, we're gonna
Got
have to
back.
make a weekend of that one, Joe, and watch Mulan. And what about, okay, Joe doesn't think Maleficent is a true action,
A live action.
live action remake because it's a prequel to Sleeping Beauty. But the second one is not a prequel.
No. The second one is not.
No. So, but the first one is, the origin story, I guess, of
Maleficent.
Maleficent. I thought it was amazing.
Oh
And
yeah.
Sleeping Beauty is probably one of my least favorite movies because, I mean, she's 16 years old and then she falls asleep and then she wakes up and she gets married. It's not a really interesting story for her.
No, not really.
Not for her.
Not really.
But the interesting character is
Maleficent, yeah.
Maleficent. And so I like that they made her pre-story, her history, a live action, so you could really see who she was and develop that character as explaining how she became an angry, bitter fairy. I liked it. I thought it was a very interesting story.
Oh yeah, and picking Angelina Jolie to play it was just somehow perfect. Like,
Yeah.
she fit that role right. Like, she fit right into the role, and they did a really good job with like designing, makeup, and everything in that movie. And the second one, I get that it is the Sleeping Beauty movie, sort of, but I feel like it was more like a war movie.
Yeah, it was. There was a big.
It was like a huge war movie to me.
building up to this big war. Yeah, it was interesting though.
Yeah, it was really good though.
Yeah. But I guess our next topic was going to be what movies we think should be made into live action.
Yeah, what do you think should be their next ones? I know they're planning. Pinocchio is just about to come out.
And I
Disney
don't
Plus.
know how I feel about that.
I didn't think it was gonna be good until I actually saw the preview for it, and they did a really good job on Pinocchio. He looks
Amazing.
like the cartoon actually come to life.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't like, I don't know if you guys seen like other Pinocchios, live action Pinocchios have tried to
They're
make,
creepy
and they're
and-
creepy
yeah.
and they're just like all wood and like no.
Or it's a little boy and they put like paint on him.
Yeah.
Or, like makeup, not paint, but makeup on him and try to make him look
like
like
wood.
yeah.
Yeah,
so
it's not.
great.
No, this one I think they did a really good job, and I think what is it, Tom Hanks playing Geppetto.
Yes.
So
We might have to go see it.
I think it just comes out on Disney Plus.
Well, then we will see it.
And then
You said they're talking about doing Little Mermaid.
that's
Little
in the works.
Mermaid is also one of my favorite princesses because I remember going to the movies with my mom to see Little Mermaid, and my mom did not like princess movies, and she never took me. My grandma usually took me, and this was the one my mom took me to, and so it's a special princess for me. So I love mermaids. I follow some on Instagram. I would love to see a live action Little Mermaid. They did do the stage one. Queen Latifah was in it, and I think John Stamos was in it, and it was fun, but it wasn't like a live action movie. It was just filmed for TV. Like they had done like Hairspray and Grease at the same time. So I think that's all that was. It was fun and enjoyable. It wasn't that great, but I'm excited if they do a Little Mermaid.
I think the big thing with the Little Mermaid is going to be the casting of Ursula.
Who's gonna play Ursula?
They have to have somebody good,
Yeah.
like somebody creepy enough because in the movie, like she's like an icon,
Yeah.
really. Because like she's creepy, but you kind of identify with her in a way. Like she's just signing contracts. It's
I
not
don't
your fault.
identify with her at all.
Like she's signing a. She just make. She didn't make her sign the contract.
Oh my gosh, Joe. That's who you identify with? Wow. I think I would feel more comfortable if you identified more with Sebastian. Or Flounder. You're
Wait.
Flounder. What am I?
Oh, Flounder. Okay.
You're Flounder.
I was like, Sebat, you want me to just keep you in one place? You don't want
No,
me to.
you're Flounder. You let me go wherever I want and you go along with me on my journey.
I might be like, I don't think this is good. Never mind. Okay.
We're already there. You're my Flounder to my Ariel.
Oh.
Aw. You're not my Prince Eric.
I'm Prince Eric.
You're Flounder.
Well, you didn't have to change completely to be with me. So.
True.
So yeah.
Yeah, what are we talking about again?
What movie have they not made yet that would be a good live action film?
Emperor's New Groove.
If,
There are so many people who loved that movie and will talk about it. And I, for the longest time, was not on the train.
Really?
I was not. I thought. I saw it, but I was like, it's okay. And then I used to watch it on ABC when they would have it as like an after-school program,
yeah, they had the animated series.
animated series. And I used to watch then. And again, I was like, it's okay. It was funny. I liked it. It wasn't until probably 5 years ago when we showed it at school during one of the students' socials.
Yeah.
And I sat there and watched it with all of the students, middle schoolers, and I was like, oh my gosh, this movie's actually really funny. So it is, I enjoyed that one, but late. Like I was on the late bus.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
No,
I think the jokes were great. I thought all of the voice actors were amazing.
Yeah, well, to a point, David Spade is a little niche.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to kind of like get him to kind of. But yeah, John Goodman did a really good job.
Yeah.
And I thought the story was great.
Uh-huh.
Like this coming of like not being selfish, thinking about others.
Yeah, learning that lesson. It was a good film, and I think it would make a good live action. Okay, so I don't know how you would make a llama act, but I think it was fun.
Patrick Warburton.
Oh yes,
as
yes,
Gronk.
yes.
Oh.
I'd love to see him as a live action Gronk.
That would be hilarious.
Amazing. I think they should work on that as their next film. That would be fun.
Well,
what about you? Sorry.
I think I'm going to go with Meet the Robinsons, only because it's full of humans. Like most of the characters are human.
Except for the Tyrannosaurus with the little arms
and the big head. I just think it didn't get the credit that it deserved as an animated film.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if they put it in as a live action, I think with being with human actors, it might bring a little more heart to it, and people might like it better.
Yeah.
So, and I like the story of it, with him having to find family.
Yeah.
And understanding where he came from, like where he's going and what he's doing and where he's coming from, and yeah, I think that would be just a good, easy not like an easy kind of transfer into a live action too.
Yeah.
So
I don't agree with you, but okay.
You don't
I don't like that movie. I don't like it. I think it's I think I lost the plot of it because it starts off with a little boy who's an orphan, but he's trying to figure out how to do a science experiment. And then his roommate is a younger boy who I don't know wants to spend time with him or also wants to do a science experiment. I don't understand that relationship or why it turned negative later. And then his future son builds a time machine and comes or uses a time machine to take him into the future for what? Why did he go and get him?
I actually don't remember. All I know is like the main plot.
What was the main plot?
Main plot was like family.
Oh. Well, I mean, yeah, he
Like,
gets
he
introduced to the fact that he creates the family he's always wanted.
Yeah.
I get that. I just didn't. The story was too convoluted for me. It's not one of my favorite, and I don't think that.
I do.
You'd have to rewrite it to truly have an actual plot. Like, why? I don't know. Maybe I need to watch it again. Maybe I gotta give it a second chance.
Yes. You should give it a second chance.
Nah.
Third chance. Fourth chance. And a fifth.
It takes 5 times to watch it, and then it'll grow on you. And you'll understand it.
So this is the second one back in.
Yes.
How are we feeling now?
Episode 2, Season 2.
Yes, how are we feeling? We getting into a groove again, or?
I think we are. I think we're finding our groove again, getting excited about recording podcasts. We're about to hit a busy time for you and me, Joe. Well, everyone is. Holidays are coming, baby. Summer is over or ending soon.
Yeah.
We're actually recording this, the Thursday before Labor Day weekend.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, this is our last hurrah of summer.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I love the fall. There's so many fun family activities. Our big thing is our adoption's going to be completed this week. We'll be parents of 2 kids. It was funny because we let them listen to our previous cruise podcast to get them excited for our cruise in February. And they were upset when we kept saying, since we're Disney adults without kids, or we don't have kids, or, as people who don't have kids, they kept getting upset because they were like, you have us! You have us!
We kept having to remind them. This was before we even knew you. Like, this was like we were just thinking about adopting.
We weren't even committed to adopting yet. It was funny to hear them like getting frustrated with our podcast, because it's like they're like, there's no time before us. That's a very kid thing. So it's fun now that we have the fall coming with family activities, adoption completed, and just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I can't wait to share it with you all.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We'll definitely podcast about like what we're doing and what's going on in our lives.
And of course, Disney content.
Oh, of course, Disney content. We need that in our lives.
I started therapy, grief counseling.
How's that going?
Well, I've only had 1 session.
Hey,
and I feel not so alone anymore.
Good.
Because I have someone
there to talk to
and not feel judged, and not that I feel judged by you or anything, but just having someone who's going to help me with some coping skills. Grief is, everyone handles it differently, and I'm excited about, starting my new journey, my new adventure into healthy grieving processes.
Yeah.
I'm excited, and maybe I'll get like some
tips and tricks along the way.
Yeah, some tips and tricks that I'd be happy to share with all of you.
All right. Well, that was a good podcast.
Yeah, success. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye.